Welcome back to Poogers. So, you start inside of a pain elemental, and then grab the chain gun, grab the backpack, grab the SSG, grab the mega. The only real important items are the last three. The chain gun isn't really useful. And then, just go down around along the centrifuge. So, yes, this entire map takes place on a conveyor. Everything is moving to the very end, and eventually at around like the 4-minute mark, literally every item and every enemy will be at the very end. So once the pinkies start coming along, I push into them and grab some cell packs, and then in these imps I grab another mega if I'm kind of low, which I typically am because the chain gunners just really like to beat you up. And yeah, you can ignore most enemies, but then once it's just cybers, I like to just spam BFG and I like to just weaken them up. Try and get as many tracers as I can. Getting hit by a rocket there, not ideal. I really want to save as many megas as I can, but that's okay. And I do want to take out the auto map real quick. So at around this point, I usually my normal strat is to turn around, you go back to the very start of the map, keep spamming BFG, keep weakening up those cybers, and then go back to this point, keep weakening cybers, and then lure them all to the very start. But sometimes I forget to do that, and this happens. Yes, look at all those arch vials. So whenever that happens, I just say, screw it, I'm just going to keep going. And I try to lure as many Cyber Demon rockets into them. That was a close call. Hugged that cyber for the Megasphere, and I decided I'm just going to keep weakening them a little bit. I lure as many Cyber Demon rockets as I can into those arch vials. I try to get them in fighting. That's only really when I mess up the strat. This is not my usual strat. Yeah, just keep luring cyber rockets. Ate another rocket there. That's okay. Again, you want as many megaspheres as possible for the cleanup. So this is not ideal in the slightest. And then eventually I just went around. Like, none of them were infighting. So one more zap and I would have been dead. And yeah, there's a few more cybers in the very back. These are the last few that wake up. Or maybe there's one more. I forgot. But these two, since they're so far out, you can actually just kill them. And because it's on a conveyor, it's like really weird to target the cybers. The BFG balls are just very awkward to aim. Same with the tracers. But eventually you can get used to it. And yeah, there are a few pain elementals in the very center of the map that wake up at the very start and make their way out towards this outer ring. And by the way, I forgot to mention, but like the very, very outside of this conveyor, I believe it's slower than like the inside. So you can actually move faster on it. And yeah, here's the final cyber. Just the edges of the conveyor are slower. You can move faster on them. Now I'm going down to the very end here to grab a Megasphere. This is really not necessary because at the very end, the very start of the map, where I have to get a bunch of cells because all the cell packs piled up there. You can also get a Megasphere, but whatever. it probably would have been more efficient and saved a bit of time if I had grabbed the Megasphere at the very start. But at this point, pretty much everything is at the very start of the map, so it's time to start the cleanup. And the cleanup, the cleanup is pretty fun, honestly. So if you do this cool strat, you can get all the cybers to kill every last Archvile. And for some reason, I was more consistent at this strat than I was at my original strat. My original strategy was to weaken up the cybers as much as possible, then kill them all, grab the rocket launcher, which I typically skip when going down the conveyor. And yeah, now I'm just luring them all to the side. And then rocket down the Archviles as much as I can, and then just weaken them up with BFG. And yeah, here's the cleanup. We got some Dimensions Map 3 action. And this is why I really like to weaken them up, because they'll pretty much die in like just a few tracers. But this time I wasn't really able to because I woke up all the Archviles. Once you run out of cells, I like to lure them back to the side again so I can go in for some more. There's only really a few left, so not much of a threat. And yeah, I didn't even get hit by a single rocket, which is pretty uncommon. And also, another benefit is that some of the pain elementals from the very center should be coming out towards the outer ring by this point. And you should have around 700 kills. 702. I think I might have woken up a few extras, or maybe like Lost Souls with their infinite height. I don't know. Not entirely sure. But yeah, here you may notice we're not even halfway done with the demo. And here is where the demo gets extremely boring, because now I'm going back to the very end of the conveyor. I'm going to speed it up, actually. I'm going back down to the end of the conveyor, photosensitivity warning, because it could be some flashing lights. And there's a few pain elementals that just don't wake up. And then I go all the way back to the start. Kill a few Lost Souls on my way there. And I lure them all to the this outer ring. You guys really don't need to see this. I just... Well, actually, maybe you do. I don't know. I'm just going to speed it up a little. It's just the same thing I've been doing. I think there's one more coming up over here. Nope. I just said screw it, and there's two more pain elementals that really didn't want to come over. I really wanted to save that mega for the finale. So now I'm just going around the outer circle again. I waited like a minute for some pain elementals that didn't even want to show up. One of them, the last one, that one just decided to show his face. I don't know why. Really late. But the last one, I'll speed it up a little again. The final pain elemental apparently didn't even wake up. I don't know how, but it's whatever. Took a minimum damage roll from that Lost Soul charge attack. I want to save as much health as I can for the finale. And now here's where it's boring again, because it's literally just Lost Soul cleanup for like another 2 minutes. I want to kill as many lost souls as I can, just to really, really lower the chances of dying to this finale. And here we go. So, the last cyber teleports into the middle, and look at the edges. Silent teleporters actually, like, I don't know how many lost souls. Too many to count. So I just BFG spam. Try to kill as many as I can. Eventually I go through the center again, grab a few more cells, keep BFG spamming. It's actually kind of worth it to BFG into the middle, because the more you can lure into the middle, the less will be on the very outsides. Because by this point, you are just circling around. The lost souls are all flying above you. You can't see if they're blocking you because infinite height, and it's just tank chip damage basically. But after around a minute of this lift lowering, that's it. So that's map 9. It's by El Inferno, and I don't know, the first like the first like 7 minutes, if you do my strat, the first like 7 minutes is kind of interesting, but after that it gets it gets very, very boring until the finale. And this is actually one that I was originally planning to skip, but I figured, you know what? Enkelagon submitted a max of this in 9 minutes, by the way, which is pretty fast. I mean, it's Enkelagon, what do you expect? But Enkelagon, maybe he found some consistent strats. Maybe I'll be able to max this. I ended up using, like, none of his strats. Pretty much everything I did in this demo, I routed myself, pretty much. Along with the, well, actually, no. He rocketed down the Archviles. I did not. I just lured Cyber Demon rockets into them. But, yeah. It might actually be faster to just, Dimensions Map 3 those Cybers and, lure Cyber rockets into the Archviles for the cleanup. Because Enkelagon pretty much killed every Cyber individually as they were coming down the conveyor. I don't know. But this is it's not a very fun map to play. It's a little annoying. I did get kind of frustrated. I took one death at the finale. I was actually like 3 seconds away from beating the map since it's on a timer. You gotta last like a minute in that just pile of lost souls. It's kind of RNG based, honestly, because the lost souls are flying above you. You can't see them. They block you with their infinite height. And also, it kind of relies on damage rolls. If you take a bunch of 24s, you'll just be chipped down to death. So, I don't know. In dsdadoom, you're a cheater because the finale is pretty much free and there's no infinite height. I don't know. I'm rambling now. I'm gonna end the video. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one.